I'm not angry. I'm just done. That's what people don't get. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just done with situations that disrupt my peace.
Oh, amen to that, brother.
From Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Man, I can't tell you how good it feels to be home in Southern California.
Who gives a rat's ass?
From the Mojo studio on Sunset and Vine, surrounded by a bunch of malakas. Who is up for another psychotic, action-packed adventure?
Let's do it.
Here's what's on tap on the Wrap. I am guilty of doing a dirty deed I'll share with you. And guess who's frightened AI will rig future elections? Is it time to blow up TMZ? Have you heard about Dr. Plump? Well, you're about to. And if you're looking for a compelling side hustle, stick around. Another round of head trauma's on the way. We're going to play It Sounds Dirty, but it's not today. Plus, our usual lunacy and loose behavior, including a new feature called Do You Know What I'm Saying? And Bonk Bonk on the Head. That's what's happening today on the Rat's Ass Podcast for Monday, May 18th. Gee, I sure hope you had a stellar weekend. All right, real quick, I've put the kibosh on Mojo's Have a Good Time But Get Out Alive tour. There are entirely too many pissed-off lunatics running around the United States to make a big deal out of touring. Is this going to stop me? Hell no. I'll travel. I'll do the show from other locations. But I'm going to do it in a where's Mojo kind of approach. Yeah, you'll find out the day of the show where I am, and I'll recap it after the fact. See, I will always find a way to get my way because those are the ABCs of me, my fiends. It is also nice to be back here in the Mojo studio in Hollywood. We're going to do the show from here from now on. I need an escape from the Mojo Dojo. I mean, I dig my bubble in the Santa Monica Mountains, but the walls, man, they do close in on you fast. And you got to have some reality. That's what I get when I come to Hollywood, a major dose of reality. In the bubble, it's too safe. It's just too safe. So you got to have two worlds. Got to have two realities happening there. And so, I'm going to do two shows this week, today and Thursday. Then I'm going to take next week off for Memorial Weekend. And we'll get back in the air chair here on June 1st from a secret location somewhere in the United States of America. All right, let's get into the wrap. I'm also happy to announce me and my big California family. It's a huge mix of libertarians, Democrats, and Republicans. We have all filled out and mailed in our California ballots for June's elections. Yes, we did. Aren't we good, folks? And we all voted for Steve Hilton for governor and purposely voted against every single Democrat in the race. Even the liberals in the ranks have had enough of these Democrats and voted across the board with everybody in the family. We're just tired of the Democrats running California. Early results say the Republicans are kicking ass, taking names, but as long as we have mail-in ballots, my concern is the Democrats will stuff the ballot box last minute. In fact, over the weekend, Gavin Newsom, our slumlord governor, hinted that he has a plan to stop California from electing a Republican governor. Now, call me crazy, but I kind of think this dumb son of a bitch just admitted to rigging an election. Here's another thing I've heard that just drives me absolutely nuts. Democrats are now floating the idea that Republicans are going to use AI to rig future elections. Yeah, this is the new kick this week. Every week we got a new kick that they have to rant about. If they're so worried about it, there is a solution. We can go back to hitting the polls, showing a valid ID to prove you're an American citizen old enough to vote, use paper ballots, have same-day voting like we used to, and then we know the results by 9 p.m. What do you think about that, Democrats? How about if we do that? That'll solve your problem. But if there's one thing we know for sure, if the Democrats are the ones pointing the finger, they are the ones guilty of doing it. I mean, if they're floating the idea Republicans are going to use AI to rig the elections, kind of tells me they've already figured out a way to do it.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Now, it appears the pricks at TMZ have decided to do a series of hit pieces on L.A. mayor candidate Spencer Pratt in attempting to take him down to help re-elect the inept and incompetent communist Karen Bass. Now, I don't have an issue with any media company doing a fair investigative reporting. Don't have a problem with it. That's what it's all about. But you can't focus on just one candidate. You have to focus on them all and tell the damn truth. That's not what TMZ is doing here. They are purposely attempting to impact the outcome of an election because they're in the pockets of the Democrats. Now, the only way to combat this is to block and boycott TMZ. Block them on all the platforms, all the social media platforms. Refuse to watch them on other forms of traditional media. You know, the only way these people understand that they're in the wrong is by the loss of ratings and revenue. Got to hit them in the wallet more than anything. That's what boycotting will do for you. But that's what they need to feel. So please, join me in blocking and boycotting TMZ. I will never unblock them. TMZ will remain blocked forever, and I will never consume their content again. You can go back to doing it if you feel like it later on, but for me, they're dead to me. Dead! There are plenty of other media outlets that produce the same content anyway, like Page 6. All right, gentlemen, has your manwood been compared to a number 2 pencil? Well, those days are over. All you need to do is go see Dr. Stuart Diamond, also known as Dr. Plump in New Jersey. See, he's come up with this new procedure where he takes the fat from a recently deceased corpse and injects it into your Jimmy to give it more girth. Got to have more girth. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. But some of the folks who read the article about it were, Al Brick said, can I get a coupon code? Mark Strait said, it'd be my luck the corpse was a drinker and I'd end up with whiskey dick. And Dolled Up said, if a guy you're going to screw has a dick that smells like formaldehyde, yeah, you probably shouldn't touch it. All right, did you hear exorcisms are on the rise in America? You heard me. Exorcisms. In fact, the word exploding was used to describe what's happening right now. I immediately thought about all the demonics that appear on social media, sitting in their cars, screaming at their cameras and posting their rants. I mean, you can see the evil in these people's eyes and their hearts sometimes. And then it occurred to me, because I'm always thinking about, how can I make a little extra scratch? What a compelling side hustle this would be. When you think about it, all you need is a cross, a priest collar, a bottle of holy water, and be able to shout, "The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!" And you're in business. And I'm thinking about $5,000 per exorcism. That's a fair price to get the demons out, don't you think? I think it is.
Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
And here is something else that'll make you go,
Are you a drinker?
Yes.
Did you know alcohol kills you slowly?
It's okay. I'm not in a hurry.
All right, today I'm introducing a new feature called, do you know what I'm saying? You're either going to relate or regurgitate to this, but it's Jason Lamar.
Honestly, who gives a fuck? You're tired and unmotivated. You're depressed and anxious. Memories of your past make you sad. So fucking what? Those aren't problems, they're feelings. And feelings don't control actions or outcomes. So who gives a fuck? Your friends and family don't believe in you. They don't understand or support you. Some of them even talk behind your back and want to see you fail. So fucking what? You don't need applause to accomplish shit, and your efforts don't need cosigners to pay off. So who gives a fuck? You complain about the stupidest shit. Oh my God, things are hard. Some people have it easier than others. Racism and the economy, and shut the fuck up. Things are never going to be perfect. Such is life. Figure out a way to make the best of it. Or don't. Either way, no one gives a fuck.
And amen to that, brother.
When they put the lime in the coconut, they missed his coconut.
Oh, God, did you work on that all weekend?
Here's Mojo Elliott with his spin on sports on the raft.
All right, the conference finals are all set for the NBA. In the East, the New York Knicks will take on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and in the West, it's the defending champs Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs. That's one major market team and 3 small market teams. Personally, I'd prefer to see the Lakers, Celtics, Knicks, and maybe Oklahoma City, but hey, I admit I'm old school. I am pulling for the Knicks, though. Want to see the New York Knicks get that monkey off their back. They've always been my shadow team to the Lakers. If you listen to the podcast for a long time, you know that to be true. All right, the NHL Conference Finals will be all set after Montreal and Buffalo play Game 7 tonight. Oh, I love Game 7s. That'll be a good game. Montreal and Buffalo. The winner will play Carolina in the Eastern Conference Finals. The West is all set with Vegas skating against Colorado. You know, I have no skin in these teams, so I'm going to put my support behind the Vegas Golden Knights. Why? Because they're only 500 miles away. That's it. And that is my spin on sports on the Wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, the name of the game today is It Sounds Dirty, but It's Not. I'm going to give you 3 clues, and you have to tell me what I'm describing. All right, clue number 1, hands are all over me. Clue number 2, getting me wet could ruin my moment. And clue number 3, my big one points up 24 times a day. Sounds dirty, but it's not. Let's review again. Hands are all over me. Getting me wet could ruin my moment. And my big one points up 24 times a day. Smack that around a little bit, and we have the answer for you coming up on the podcast.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
So what do we do when famous people do and say some really stupid stuff? Harvey Levin at TMZ, who we talked about earlier, used to be pretty cool. He was fair and balanced at one time, but now he's in the pockets of the Democrats, and he is attempting to take down L.A. mayor candidate Spencer Pratt by allowing a series of hit pieces to appear on his network. Harvey, what in the hell is wrong with you? Maybe you need a hit in the head. Yeah, you definitely need a kick in the ass, but for now, take one more shot to your noggin, and one more for being a lapdog for Karen Bass, you ass.
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
Yeah, the daughter of Heather Locklear and Richie Sambora, Ava Sabora, who is 28, got married over the weekend here in California. I would say Ava definitely got Heather's face, but kind of looks like she got Richie's body. Ronda Rousey armbarred Gina Carano in 17 seconds during an MMA match shown on Netflix on Saturday. Rousey earned $2.2 million for her effort. Now, I think, personally, Ronda could have armbarred her in about 12 seconds if she didn't go in for the motorboat on Gina first. Paul McCartney played the season finale on SNL Saturday night. It was his first appearance in 14 years. That means he was 70 when he was on last. I don't think he's going to make it to 98. But Paul will be 84 next month, and his Beatle bandmate Ringo Starr will be 86 in July. Now, here's the freaky part. The freaky part is Yoko Ono is 93. John Lennon's widow. 93. Yes, Fleabag. No, I'm not going to predict who takes a dirt nap first. What kind of morbid psychotic do you think I am? My God. All right, Justin Bieber's wife, Haley, is denying rumors that she had a Brazilian butt lift. Now, I saw the photos. I see Brazilian butt lift. I'm all over that. So I went and dug up the photos, and I got to tell you what, butt lift or not, it's perfect. And now I know what inspired Justin's tune Peaches, too. Oh, I mean, he's a lucky man. That's all I can tell you. And that's a fruity slice of celebrity cheese for you.
Who gives a rat's ass?
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, you can send your questions, comments, and observations to my producer, Fleabag, at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. And anything goes. The more outrageous and salacious, the better. And it's impossible to ever offend me. All right, Jason M., Port Arthur, Texas, said, if someone ghosted you and came back, would you give them a second chance? Well, that's a good question, Jason. I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all answer to that question. Naturally, I think I'd be concerned if they did it once, would they do it again? But knowing me, I wouldn't close the door, and it would depend on circumstances why they ghosted the first time. I also think length of relationship would have a big role in it as well. Kelly K., Provo, Utah. You mentioned your mother told you at age 13 you were old enough to make your own decisions. My son just turned 14. What advice would you give him? Well, having not met him, Kelly, kind of tough. But in general, I believe the earlier a young man can get a job and learn the value of money, the better. Book smart is tremendous. Education is fabulous. I believe knowledge is good. But learned experience is equally important. So if he achieves both, I think he'll grow up to be a very dangerous person. Derek H., Flagstaff, Arizona, said, I saw the DeLorean you posted on Facebook with the question, if you could go back to 1 year in your life knowing what you know now, what year would you go back to? I said 1991, the start of grunge. But why didn't you give yours? Well, I don't think anyone gives a rat's ass. But since you asked, knowing what I know now, I'd go back to 1975 for a gazillion and one reasons. I mean, you remember old Biff, what he found in the garbage in Back to the Future 2? Think about it. It's a lot of ching involved. Dominic Z., Birmingham, Alabama said, I have a radio-related question. What is the best way to go about asking for a raise? You know, I get this question periodically, and I've answered it a couple of times, but so you don't have to dig back to other podcasts. I would say that's a tricky situation in today's world where AI can easily replace your ass. But look, I mean, this kind of goes for everybody in any profession. If you can't show management, if you can't show them how you pay for yourself and how you make a profit from them employing you, you're not ready to ask for a raise. Because here's what happens when you go in asking for a raise without being able to show your value. You've now exposed yourself as being an expense, and you become expendable at that point. So you need to figure out, how do I pay for myself, and how do I make a profit for the company? Okay, you got to be able to at least break even before you ask that question of, hey, can I get a raise? Nikki K., Temecula, California. Oh, Nikki has a dating dilemma.
Well, isn't that special?
She says, I've been seeing a new guy for about 4 months, and I really like him. He rocks my world in the sack, and he treats me well. But my ex-boyfriend, this always happens, recently re-entered my life, and we share a 3-year history. Now I'm torn between what I should do. What do you recommend? Well, here, jump up on daddy's lap. You need to remember why you broke up in the first place. Now, if you're willing to forgive and forget, that's part one. Then you have to compare the pluses and minuses for both guys. The one issue you're going to have if you choose the old boyfriend, first of all, he's going to have to get over that you let another guy tap your ass. Okay? He's going to have to get over that. Because if you choose him and break up with a new guy, once he's out of the picture, the old boyfriend is going to interrogate you like a Chinese spy. So are you ready for that? You better have your lies ready to ease his ego. And furthermore, he better be dumb enough to believe him.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, you're playing It Sounds Dirty, but It's Not. I gave you 3 clues, and you have to tell me what I'm describing. All right, the clues were, hands are all over me, getting me wet could ruin my moment. And my big one points up 24 times a day. It sounds dirty, but it's not. And if you guessed a watch.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you got it right. But if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. We'll see you on Thursday. All right, I got a zip. I really do. My zipper is down. And guess who wants to pop up and say hello? Oh, too late. But first, is this real or is it riffraff? Did you know the smell of a newborn baby excites women the same way an addict craves drugs and enjoys getting their fix? I mean, that kind of sounds far-fetched for me, but let's find out. Alexa, is this real or is it riffraff?
Oh, Jesus, Mojo, get Fleabag to go get some ice, please.
Yeah, Fleabag. Would you mind go get some ice, please? Okay, Alexa, is it real or is it riffraff?
You should really use that thing to bunk people over the head with, and why does it stand at attention like that?
Focus, Alexa. I need you to focus. Is it real or is it riffraff?
No, it's definitely real, all right. That's not riffraff.
No, the question, Alexa. The question. That's what I'm asking.
Sorry, my bad. The answer is 100% real. Women love the smell of newborn babies.
Thank you. But what if they smell like steamed broccoli?
I don't have an answer for that.
What about corned beef and cabbage?
I don't have an answer for that.
How about the butt of a rhino?
I don't have an answer for that.
So you're saying you don't have an answer for that, right?
I don't have an answer for that.
Right, okay. Well, I have an answer for you.
Get the fuck out!
All right, shout out to Rat Nation members Michael Vandekamp of Boston, Massachusetts, Gretchen Morehouse of Champaign, Illinois, Hal Newkirk of Yakima, Washington, and Todd Seacrest in Napa Valley, California, and around the world in Ottawa, Canada, Rome, Italy, and to everybody in Munster, Germany. Welcome back to the show.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Go to ratsasspodcast.com to visit our hub and listen to previous episodes. You can read the blog. It is loaded with lots of hot topicality. Watch Rat's Ass Rock TV. Join the mischief at Rat Nation and connect with us on the socials. We will do this again on Thursday, May 21st. Take care of each other, and thanks for stopping by the Rat's Ass Podcast in association with the Oz Podcast Group.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.